Hello everyone, my name is Vlad and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how I do my new Mills plate curved roads. I do them a little differently than a lot of people. I don't use the Lego plate system, I use bricks. I just like the way they look. And I got my inspiration from the internet. I did a lot of research, especially from a YouTube channel called Bevan's Bricks. The fellow does some really awesome stuff, and I like his curved roads, so I kind of adopted that, and I made some modifications of my own. So I'm going to show you those and how I do it and why I do it. First off, I'm going to show you the end result, and then I'll do kind of a step-by-step. So stay tuned. So here it is. This is my curved Mills plate road. Basically, this is the way I build it. I build a little different than everybody else. The principle is the same as lots of people who use bricks instead of the road plates. I prefer the bricks because it gives us a nice smooth finish, and I don't like the as much the road plates because they have those square pieces there. I like it nice and smooth. The bricks do that, so that's why I really do like using the Mills plate. So first thing what I did is I don't like using a straight jagged line as a divider. I like using a dashed line. So I start with a little bit longer dashed line, and I go to a square dashed line. And as you can see here, I have also the bricks going this way, and I have a break in the bricks, and then the bricks go this way. So I have the dashed lines going this way, and then I have them going this way. So there's a little bit of break in continuity, but I think it looks actually pretty good. And it doesn't look as jagged, it looks a little bit more smoother. Also on the outside, I use the white line, and I also do a dashed line. I do it up to the point where it doesn't look good anymore in the 45 area. And then I pick it up on the other side over here. And so there's a little bit of a gap here, but I think that's a fairly decent compromise. In order to keep the road straight, I use curved, actually angular plates. It gives a nice curve. So if you look from the top, I think it gives a really nice curvature to it. I think it looks just fine. So that's the way I do my roads. I like them. The other thing I also do is I also make them only one plate thick. So if I stand this road on its side, you can see here, if I put the finishing tile on here, it's only going to be one plate high, because that's generally a curb. If you look at an average curb, it's maybe 10 inches, less than a foot in most places, sometimes 8 inches high. And if you look at a minifigure, which I'll show at the end of the video, going two studs like a lot of roads do, I think is too high. That's like a curb that's like 2 feet or 20 inches high, and I think that's getting pretty high. So what I also do to raise the road, I put it on, I put one plate spacer on the base plate, so it doesn't buckle downwards, and it makes for a nice straight road, as you can see right here on the side. So I think that works really well. So that's the reason I do my roads like this. So the rest of the video is going to be on a little bit of a tutorial on how I've done this piece by piece. So stay tuned. The start of my road plate, as you can see, I'm using a white 32 stud by 32 stud standard road plate, or 10 by 10. You can do any color really, it doesn't matter. You're never going to see it. I just chose white. Then what I do is I do these corners. I put a 1x4 studded hold brick. So if I take one of these out, there we go. That's for this, and you can see the 3 holes. That's basically, it's pretty standard in Mills plates. That is pretty universal with a 2x2 brick, and that I do it on all 4 corners. So I can pretty much connect it together any which way I want, if I want to connect it together with pins, with the Lego pins. And what I do is I put some 4x in the corner. The curve is going to be like this. So I put some 2x2 here just for spacing. And I also, because I'm going to raise this, I put one flat brick, and the connectors, what connects the road, are the headlight bricks. They're called basically headlight bricks. Put one down, just like that. There we go. And they're put in upside back, what I call to the back, facing outwards. It doesn't matter what color you use for the first three because you're never going to see it, but this one, because I used a curved piece, I do use the bluish gray bricks, headlights, because you'll be able to see it over the curved piece, and I'll show you what I mean. Here it is with everything done up before I put the road in. So if you notice, I put some plate on the bottom here to basically support the road. Now I've used some 2x3s as well because I have lots of those. Some black plate. It doesn't really matter what color you use. I've used a lot more than is necessary, but you can use any color really. And then what I've done on this side is I've put in some snot bricks, and also in dark bluish gray, the color of the road. I've put in some headlights. You want to definitely use those colors because as those angular plates cut off the corners, if you use any other color, you'll see it. And I've also put in on the other side here some headlight bricks here and here and here. That's where it's going to connect, and some snot bricks over there, over here. And basically they're all raised on the plate as well. So this is the final height before the sidewalk, before the finishing tiles come on. In the back, basically, I left it. So if I take some 4x4 plate, I can put some 4x4 plate all across in any color I want. So basically, this is really prepped for the road. It's ready to go. So I'm going to show you the road next. Here's the first road. Move this back over here. This is the road piece. So you can see it's horizontal this way. It has the, I used basically I used 1x2, 1x1s plates, and I've basically tried to use as little plates as possible, just in the gaps in between. And at the end I used the 1x1 white plates, and again I've used as little plate as possible so I can use as much bricks as possible to make it. Also put some finishing tiles here where it's going to mate, and over here there's the finishing tiles, and then there's the 1x4 plate. It's going to connect to the back of these here, or basically you can see the back of these holes right there. So that's one plate. Then I have the second plate right here, and that's basically the same idea, except these are running vertically. So when I put the road together, basically it's going to look like this. So next I'm going to put the plates on the road plate. So I'm going to turn this first of all this way because it's easier to put this one on first. So I'm going to grab first the road plate that I'm going to put on, which is this piece right here. What I do is I take this corner piece off, and then what I do is I basically line it up and put that piece into the headlight and the stock bricks, just like that. It's nice and secure. Then what I do is to put this one in, I lift this up here. It's just the way I like to put it in. And I'll basically wedge it in between there, like this. Then I'll take anything apart and then just make sure the bricks line up. And just pop it in there, and it pops in there, and it's nice and strong. It's supported. Now I'm going to take the other road piece here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break it down into this piece, and I'm also going to break it down into this piece right here, just somewhere down the cut line. It doesn't have to be, could be here, could be here. Just so I have it in 3 pieces. The reason I do that is so I can put this piece in first, because everything needs to be kind of wedged. Just the way I do things. There, I got that piece in there now. And then what I'll do is I'll put this piece in because it needs to go in this way. So what I'll do is I'll use the same technique as before. I'll kind of lift this up. It's a little bit hard to do, but I like this methodology myself. You can put the snot bricks in, but then you have to kind of press them in. So there we go. Now it's lined up. So now that I got it lined up, I can just line it up with the teeth and drop it in. Oops. That's that. That fits there so nicely, and then I just have to put in this piece. And for that one, I'm going to actually take these snot bricks off and connect it onto here, because those will actually work easier. You could do that. You can do that all along. You can just put these snot bricks on the side, then it'll kind of fall into place anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of these bricks out, so I can actually wedge this in there. It's always the toughest part to get the last part in there. Just going to take this one brick here that I have. So now I can actually kind of wedge it in there. I actually rotate it this way so I can get at it. So I'm going to do this. Just put it in. I'm going to snap in these plates right there. Push it all together. And put these plates back. And there you have it. I have the road in place. So next we're going to just put the tiles on. And almost done. So here we are. Now we got the tiles on. So now we're going to grab and make the sidewalk profile, and you'll see so it's a little jagged here. There's a few little gaps. Those will all disappear. Now remember one thing. You're going to need a left and a right side. These plates in both left and right side if you want to do it exactly. So here we're going to start. Now what I do is I line it up over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to start right over here, just where the first pattern breaks. We're going to put the 4. So we're going to put the 4 in. I'm going to put the 3 in. I'm going to put the 2 in. The next 2, and then the 3 by 3 this way. And as you notice, everything nicely lines up and all the gaps disappear. Then the corner piece goes in, the 2 by 2 half, and the other 3 by 3, and then the other side. And like I said, these have to be a mirror of these. The left, and you can buy them in left and right. And that goes in there, and this goes in there, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. So that's our curvature. We're going to do the outside. Now the outside's a little different because the curvature is more different, so I had to figure out a different way of doing it. And basically, now I know it's bluish gray on bluish gray, so hopefully you can see that. What I put into one that lines up with this opposite side, and then what I do is I only have one of these, but because the outside is going to be a greater curve or radius. I'm going to put 2 of these in, and I'm going to put 3 of these, the 1 by 2s and curved bricks. Then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put one of these, the halves, the 2 by 2 halves, and then one of the 3 by 3s, and then the other half of the 2 by 2 to make it symmetrical. Now, when I put this one in, you'll notice one thing. It's not quite symmetrical. There's 3 here and there's only 2 here. It doesn't quite work out exactly, but I've learned to work around that. It kind of bugs me a little bit as an engineer. That's not completely symmetrical, but you're barely noticeable. So what I now do is I put in 2 of these, the 1 by 2s instead of 3, and then I put in 1 by 3 just like I have here, and then I put in 1 by 4 and another 1 by 4, and then I get it matching up. So the sidewalk is a little bit wider over here. It's not quite, as you can see, it widens out a little bit, but I think that's okay. I think it still works out pretty good, so you can barely notice it. And what I do is I put a quarter turn or one of these. They call them macaroni or quarter turn. I like to call them finishing tiles like that. And I'll put in the half piece by one half piece curved in here. And then you can basically tile it up any which way you want. And there you have it. That is how I do my plates. Now, one thing I want to mention, the sidewalk height. So here's one stud high here, or one plate high finishing tile, and here it is with 2 plates high. When you put a minifigure next to it, see, this is more like what a sidewalk looks like. If I go over here on the height, it's about the size of a foot, a little bit over the foot. This here is what I find, if I put the minifigure there, if she stays, there. See, that's pretty high. That's almost up to the, now I know the minifigure isn't quite in proportion, so it works, but that's a pretty large step to take for a minifigure. That's pretty high step. Well, this step is more of a curb step. That's why I like my curbs just like this, one stud high, one plate high, I should say. I think it looks better that way, and that's just me. You can do it any which way you want. There's no real rule that says you can't do it one way or the other. I just like doing it that way. And here we are in my city. As you can see, here's one totally finished curved road plate, the Mills road plate, incorporated in my city. It's pretty much the same as once before what I have upstairs. I've put a tree in the corner, and you can see I like the curves here. This is the curved sidewalk, and that's how my sidewalk looks, and I even put a lamp. And I think it looks pretty good. It looks very curved. I'll take kind of a top shot of it, and I think it works out really nice. So next time I'm going to be showing you how I do my straight plates and my drains and my parking area. So again, thank you for watching, and if you really like this video, please subscribe for future videos, and please leave me some feedback. I love feedback, and I like reading comments. And please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day.